title of my work is Child Malnutrition in Uganda, so Central East Africa. And the three pieces that are on display are an infographic map of Uganda. There's a fabric piece and there's an abacus. The initial sort of inspiration that sort of sparked this whole project for me was a volunteer placement I did in Uganda in 2010. Coming from a background in illustration, I think quite interested in the sort of visual communication, and especially that of sort of universal communication. So my research quickly led me to isotype, which was developed in the 1920s. It uses sort of pictograms and symbols and sort of quite simple communication. The abacus is a counting mechanism, very similar to an abacus, but it's been adapted to help mothers especially keep track of and calculate their children's recommended daily allowances. So the idea is that when a child consumes 1 tablespoon of moringa leaf powder, which is incredibly nutritious, like a tree that grows quite locally, they then get, say, 40% of their calcium, and each time the child consumes 1 tablespoon, the mother can keep track of their percentage. The textile piece was designed originally to function within sort of women's corporations around Uganda. So the idea is to use sort of recycled Hessian fabric sacks, which are used to dry crops. And the design shows how to propagate and cultivate Moringa oleifera. The map was based on sort of infographics, so sort of information representing and interpreting statistics to do with sort of food security. So it's part of a series originally. This one specifically talks about crop growth around the country and how that affects child malnutrition rates across Uganda. I think design can change the world, especially good design. I think it has an enormous power. The creativity associated with the design on its own has sort of the ability to sort of encourage change. It allows room for change, thinking outside the box and sort of reinterpreting things that we take for granted, for example.